foremost, there are some very big tigers right here behind me. I don't want to see anybody trying to approach these tigers back here while we're up here in the staging area. Now, you're welcome to take photos of them, but just stay out here on the roadway. Don't go encroaching into them. You'd be very, very surprised at how far they can reach. I know they seem pretty calm right now, but they have been exercised this morning and they've all just been fed just before you arrived, okay? So they are just chilling out with a belly full of food. Well, by 3 o'clock, they are going to start getting more active. By 3:30, they're going to be out of their freaking minds again. So I don't want to see people getting down low to take their own photos, all right? This is a really dangerous practice. When you make yourself small and compact, you put yourself on eye level with these guys, they do see you as a toy, not an authority figure. And they will try and challenge you, particularly because they don't know you. It's also a really wise idea not to be turning your back on a tiger. I know I seem to be getting away with it, but I do work for these animals every day. Basically, the tiger's natural instinct is to hunt from behind. So if you show a tiger your backside, trying to get them in a photo behind you, there's a very good chance you're going to leave the temple with more holes in your ass than what you arrived with, all right? Stay upright, stay looking at the tigers, and you are going to have a lovely day. Do listen to the staff and volunteers. We're not here to ruin your time. We are just here to keep you safe. All right, folks, so if you want to start making your way down, come and see Tanya if you want to get those last couple of tickets.
There's one tiger.
Yeah. I came as a tourist because I had to break up my flight from here to London, and so we chose Thailand to come, and we had to look at some of the day things to do, and this was on it. And so I came as a tourist thinking that this would be just like a zoo.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that you could actually touch the tigers. And then one of the old workers here said that I could come and be a volunteer here if I wanted to. And so the next year I came back for 3 months and I volunteered. And I've just been coming back ever since.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing it altogether?
7 months or well.
Okay.
The more times I come back, the more fun I have really.
Yeah.
This place is very controversial, and so there's a lot of negative publicity about it, saying that, yeah, the tigers are drugged, they're kept in really bad conditions. I'm not going to lie, it's not perfect conditions, but we're really working on it. I mean, we're building more and more enclosures for the tigers, and the rumour that the tigers are drugged are completely false.
Yeah.
It's only because we let a couple of hundred tourists come in when it's the hottest part of the day. And what some people don't understand is that tigers are actually nocturnal animals. I see everything that happens with their food, and they do not get drugged. I mean, you can even eat the chicken.
The tiger has evolved with a very slow metabolism. Alright, this has happened over millions of years of the tiger's evolution. Normally the tiger will only ever hunt and kill every 7 to 10 days. Alright, so that means he is only eating about once a week. Now when he eats in the wild, he might sit down and eat an entire carcass. But then he will go and find a shady tree and go to sleep for 3 days after it. At the end of the day, he is a true cat. Now, we don't feed them that much, but we do feed them every day. We don't want food to be an issue, but we bank on that metabolism being nice and slow so that when they've got a belly just full enough, they will kick back and relax and while they digest that food. This gives us about a 2.5 to 3 hour window of opportunity to be bringing strangers around them. To be quite honest, if I tried to bring this many people around these cats first thing in the morning, a lot of you would be going home with a lot more holes than you. Trust me on that. These guys are crazy. At the end of the day, they are big, playful cats. All right, so our window of opportunity finishes at around 3:15, 3:30. That's when they're starting to become up and active. The cooler part of the day comes on, and once these guys hit the water, it's a totally different story to what you're seeing around you now. I know they seem pretty calm and collected, but when they hit that water, oh boy, a crazy ass tiger comes out and visits.
Don't do that! No!
saying that the tigers here are being abused or even drugs. And like when it all started, it was just the monks and the tigers. And there are actually videos of when Natural Geographic came through here, and like it seemed like they lived in perfect harmony. But then at one point it just exploded, and just the numbers of tigers, but also the guests coming in here. So at one point they got staff involved to help handling the tigers. But these are all people just from around here with no special training. So they had to figure out themselves, best way to handle the tigers. So I think, like a lot of controversy started about maybe 4 years ago. I think this place might not have been the ideal place for the tigers. Like they have good living conditions, just the way that they were handled and looked after, and maybe wasn't optimal. I think a lot of things that have been said in the past definitely were true. I think a lot of things have changed since then and are only going to get better. They do have a good diet here. There's veterinary care. They get health checkups every year. Just with the enclosures, like they have enclosures they can go out in front of their cages. And we're just working on those enclosures to be permanent, so they don't have to go back in at the end of the day when we go home. That is one of the big things that they're working on now. I think this will be a great place for tigers, definitely. Yeah, it's just it still needs some work, and it wouldn't be wrong for some of the staff that work here to get maybe some education, some training about how to handle the tigers. Because that's one of the complaints I also get from guests, like they have to be so rough. And there's two sides to that story. Like one, there might be a different way of approaching it, but two, you kind of have to be rough, because with tigers, one small mistake can have a devastating result. Like when we walk the tigers have to move. If they don't, it only allows more time for things to go wrong. Like deers or boars coming past, or maybe some of the guests not paying attention, going in front of the tiger. Where's his sister?
I just can't believe some guy had these. Like, God, it just baffles me.
Nothing like walking on the house.